Hello and welcome to MBS Academy and the episodes of Real Lives. Today we're talking to Josie Powell. Hi Josie, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And Josie, I know you as a coach, so maybe you'd just like to tell us and everybody that's listening about yourself and what you do.
So during the summer, I'm a stewardess on some yachts, and then my side hustle, which is my main focus, what I would like my career to become, is a full-time online coach to be able to help people to stop body shaming themselves and become stronger and more confident mentally and physically.
That sounds great. You use the word body shaming. Maybe you'd like to just unpack that a bit for me and explain exactly what you mean by that.
So I find that a lot of women these days always, when they look at themselves, they always find some sort of negative part about themselves, and that's the start of body shaming. Also, I find that a lot of women, they kind of bond about putting themselves down, like, oh, I've got a chubby tummy, and they'll be like, oh yeah, me too, and then that's a friendship almost, but it's a negative aspect of a friendship. And I think that people, instead of body shaming themselves and putting themselves down, and also because obviously what you see on social media with all the comparisons that you see, that what I try to do is to, instead of seeing those negative aspects, is look at what you don't like and turning that into a positive thing and actually appreciate what you do have and what you can do with your body.
That sounds really good. You're quite young. I think you're a lot younger than me, that's for sure. Which might not be hard to do these days. So you're, what, 22?
I'm 22, yes.
Yeah. So what, it's quite young. So what was your journey to actually be wanting to do this with such a passion?
I think being brought up in France, I kind of, let's say we can say that I had the normality of an English body, you know, tall, a little bit larger compared to the French people that tend to be smaller and a lot skinnier. So when I was at school, I was really tall, obviously, like I said, a lot heavier, and people started obviously commenting about my body aspects, and I didn't really understand why I was like this. And I think that's the trigger that came, is not understanding why is my body like this and not like theirs. And I think throughout kind of like going to college, well, like college and lycée, I was called obviously some names of obviously being fat, and I didn't understand why I was called that when I didn't think I was obviously that big in a way. And then I kind of started finding the comfort out of food, so I started eating a lot more, and then obviously, yes, I became a lot chubbier. And I obviously had my parents always used to said it was the puppy fat to make me feel better. And I kind of noticed that, okay, so my problem is with food, I need to start eating healthy. So I tried to exercise a lot more. So I started going to the gym when I was 17, and I was following some fitness instructors on all like social media platforms, especially Instagram, trying to see what they would eat and kind of like follow that aspect. But I didn't really understand the benefits of certain foods. And so I kind of started becoming afraid of food. And again, I didn't understand the way I should be eating. But I thought in my head that if I lost weight, I was going to become a lot more confident and a lot happier with myself. And when I went to university, I did my personal training qualification. So I learned a lot of benefits about the gym, different exercises. So that was really good. And I think that's where I really found my passion with the gym. But they don't really teach you that much about nutrition. They just kind of teach you the baseline of things. So again, I still didn't really understand the way I should be eating compared to the way I was exercising. And I would literally try to eat no more than like 1,000 calories, because inside I knew that I needed to eat, but I just thought if I just ate as less as I could, I'm going to lose that weight anyway. when I came back after my first year at university, people commented like, you know, oh, you've lost weight and stuff, and I never really noticed on myself. I didn't step on the scales for a year, and it wasn't until I stepped on the scale and I lost 10 kilos, and still I didn't see the difference in my happiness. And it was actually the other way around. I was actually a lot less confident, a lot less happy. My mum and my brother even said like, you've lost your spark, you've lost that little Josie smile and so on. And it was my mum who noticed my eating habits, who I would make excuses up of why I didn't want to eat what she made for me. Or I would always remember she made like a curry and rice, and I made an excuse why I didn't want the rice, and it was like I wasn't hungry or something, but deep down it was because I thought the rice was going to make me fat, which is obviously silly to think that now. And it wasn't until I actually found a coach who kind of went through the same situation as I did, and she really taught me the benefits of food. I never ate so much in my life. She was making, obviously it was like a gradual thing, but she started on 1,900 calories, and I was just like, this is way too much for me. But then I saw like the way my body was responding. I had a lot more energy, because that was another thing. I was just constantly tired, and I was losing my hair as well.
Okay.
So that was a big thing. And she was trying to like reboot my metabolism, because obviously when you suppress your body from that much food, your metabolism slows down, and it kind of is on like a survival mode to try and whatever it does, whatever you do eat is trying to keep it to make you survive with all your organs and stuff like that. Right. So she managed in 3 months to make me eat about 3,000 calories, which was absolutely amazing. I just fell in love with food again, seeing the benefits of it. And yes, it was kind of like we could call like a bulking kind of phase, just to, like I said, to reboot my metabolism up. But when I realized that from the way my body changed, and all I did was put 2 kilos on from when we started to after eating 3,000 calories.
Was that 3,000 a day?
Pardon?
You're eating 3,000 a day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I only put 2 kilos on during those 3 months. And I was like, I was just blown away kind of thing. Yeah. So, and then I kind of just wanted, once I knew I had that confidence and kind of wanted to see my capabilities, I started bodybuilding. So I did some competitions. I did bikini bodybuilding. I think that a lot of people would say that it's not a great thing to have when you've had an eating disorder in the past. But to me, it just became such a passion being in the gym, and I knew that I've learned so much about my body and about food that deep down I knew it was okay to gain weight and to lose weight, that it's normal. And like I said, I just wanted to see the capabilities I had mentally and physically, and I did well. I did really well at the competition, so I'm pretty proud of that. I was qualified for the British finals. Wow. And it was my first year of competing, and when I arrived at the finals and I was seeing these bikini girls, like they all knew each other because I've been doing it for many years. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm competing against her and all of this. And then and I think it's just, it's not for everyone, obviously, but to me, it was just the feeling on stage of showing off what I was capable of doing during that whole preparation. And I wasn't there for like the trophy. I was there for the experience, and hearing like my family like calling out my number, like, go on, 68. So it was just kind of, all of that was just absolutely amazing, the whole experience. And then so we were like 13 girls on stage, and I was 5th, so I was really really happy.
Yeah. So that's quite a change, isn't it? From, eating your first year in university where you were only eating 1,000 calories and you'd lost weight, but you didn't actually feel any different. Were not aware of your weight loss at all, to go to, to that stage of And 3,000 calories a day. Wow. I think I'll need to have a discussion with you. That's for sure. You know, being able to identify an awful lot of things that you're talking about. And, you know, and it's really interesting that you've gone from 1,000 calories and not feeling good about yourself to eating 3 times as much and being able to enter bodybuilding competitions with confidence. And I think that's the main thing she said. It's not about winning the trophies. It's about feeling confident and enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, you know, we are still in lockdown, which hopefully will end in a couple of weeks. And I know that you've been very active online over this time. Do you want to just tell me and the listeners some of the things that you've been putting together during this time?
So obviously, I think for everyone, it's been really hard during this whole lockdown, especially mentally. And I think that we've always said that being physical puts so much benefits on your mental health, and I think this has really shown how much it does benefit you. I do admit that the first 2 weeks was really hard to adjust, and which is completely normal to be able to adjust to this kind of situation. It's human. But then I kind of just realized, and I just told myself, you know, I just need a routine, and I just need to be able to work on to myself, work on my business, and actually use this time as a benefit. And so I've just been trying to keep as much active as possible, go for a daily walk, do a half an hour workout at home, obviously have some rest days, because obviously that's still important. Doesn't matter if it's in the gym or at home, you still need to rest your body to recover. But like I said, at least go for a daily walk for at least an hour or so. And it has just shown that being active and just getting into a routine has really shown that, you know, once you've got that kind of mindset, it will be okay.
Yes, yes. You've also been doing a lot more online, haven't you? And you've
Yeah.
produced the ebook, which you sent to me, which I have to say is really comprehensive and it's great. So well done on that. It really is. Maybe you'd like to just talk about, you know, why have you produced this ebook? It obviously took you a fair few hours to produce, if not weeks. So maybe you'd like to say why you've done that.
So what I've noticed is a lot of people kind of use this time to just be like, oh, I'm on lockdown, I can't do anything about it, so all I'm going to do is just watch Netflix and be bored all day. And I think even people have neglected, like I said, being active during the day, and they've just got the mindset of, what's the point? No, I'm not going to see anyone, I can't move. And there's been a lot of, I think, a lot of jokes of, my summer body is delayed for 2021 or something.
Right.
And yes, it's funny in a way, but then again, any joke, there's always obviously a truth behind it. And and the reason why I did this ebook is to make people realize that no, you don't need to wait until this lockdown is over to go and work out and to work onto yourself. You can work on yourself no matter what time. You don't have to start on a Monday. You can start now if you want to. And which is obviously one of the reasons why this ebook is so important to me, is to really show people that, you know, use this time that you've got and actually learn about nutrition and learn about training guides. And so what I've included into the ebook is, like I said, nutritional guidelines of the way you should be eating, what you should be eating after training, and so on. I've created, there's a few recipes in there. I also did like example of a meal plan, a shopping list, a home workout, and obviously my favorite part, because it's obviously with what I try to do, is seeing the acceptance of your body. Actually realizing you need to invest in yourself, not invest of like, I'm just going to buy whatever clothes I go to the shop and that's my investment. It's more invest in the time, invest in your the time for yourself to be able to work out, and realize that how your body is now is like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. It works. I can walk, I can do this, I can do that, I can move. But I think the only problem with that is people think, well, yes, I can accept my body, so why should I change it, right? So
Yeah.
the way I want to people to realize is, yes, accept your body the way it is. I'm not into love your body, blah blah blah, because nobody can truly love their body because it's human. We're always going to find a fault, unfortunately. So that's why I always use the word accept. And so yes, you can accept your body the way it is, but like I said, you can see what it's capable of doing. So yes, you can, and that's why I try to teach people to lose weight the healthiest way, to see its capabilities, because once you can see, like, for example, running, like I've started running during this lockdown, and I can see that when I first went running, it was a complete fail. But then with the practice, I saw the capabilities I can actually have and improve my time. And that's where I'm coming from, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, your ebook's got some really nice recipes in it, and I really like the fact that you do include the shopping list. And I think it's not only about losing weight, though, is it? It's about following a healthy lifestyle, keeping yourself toned, or just fit, just healthier, because that does so many things for your immune system. It reduces anxiety. We know this. We know that long term, if you can control your weight and keep yourself relatively fit, then you're less likely to have long-term illnesses. So I think that's another point of view to be looking at. Especially when you get to my age. What you've written is not just for young people.
It's for everyone.
It is for
Men and
everyone,
women.
regardless of their age. You're talking there about NEAT.
Mm-hmm.
Would you just like to explain a little bit more about that?
So NEAT is anything that isn't exercise. So, for example, so people, how to explain this? So NEAT is something you do every single day, and it can be so important and shows so many benefits into your daily activities and also on your healthy lifestyle. So for example, instead of trying to find a parking place so close to the shop's door, just park a little bit further, which means you're just going to walk a little bit more, and that means you're increasing your daily needs. Even cleaning your house, that is neat. Using the stairs instead of using a lift, that is also neat. And it's sometimes people think you have to do drastic changes to a healthy lifestyle, but it's actually the smallest ones that are going to show so many benefits.
And I think maybe that's applicable now during this time of the virus and being in lockdown, because a lot of people have, as I say, one of the previous interviews with Gavin Sharp, he talked about doing diddly squat, but I think people have got out into their gardens, especially in the beginning. Sort of gardening, I think, became a big thing, and everybody took the opportunity to do the garden tidy that they've been wanting to do for years. And that, I think, is a good example of how you're using NEAT to because you're active. It's like, as long as you're active, it comes under the heading of NEAT, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, if you're thinking at the moment, oh, well, I've gone through these past few weeks and I haven't been productive at all, because, you haven't learnt a new language, or you haven't learnt how to do wonderful watercolor painting or oil painting, but I think if everybody just recognize that actually they have done more in the garden, maybe they
house, there's people doing a lot of build of works on their houses, which is
clearing out the cupboards.
Cooking is doing neat as well, because you're stood up. So
so I think it's a really important point, really, to remember that our everyday lives can make us healthier if we do things in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's been great talking to you. If there's one thing that you would offer as advice, or a piece of information that you would like to just share with everybody from your experiences, what would that be?
I think my top advice would be, it's quite a few, I would have to say.
Give me more than one if you like. I just didn't want to put you under too much pressure.
Or that's the thing, don't put pressure on yourself thinking that when you do want to start a healthy lifestyle that you have to go and exercise 6 times a week, for example. You should exercise because you want to exercise. You want to start this healthy journey because you want to start this healthy journey, not because someone else has told you to do so. You need to find the reason that it's with you. If you don't want to do it, you're never going to stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, you're never going to see the results. And also that comes with actually finding the right exercise for you. For example, you think, oh, I need to go running as my exercise. But if you don't like running, don't go running, because you're not going to stick to it. Because the main key is being consistent and patient to get the results and to actually start a healthy lifestyle. So I think that is my top tip.
Great, thank you. And I think that's quite right, because it is a long-term.
Exactly. You want it to be long-term and sustainable. Yeah. Otherwise, like I said, you're not going to stick to it. It's just...
Yeah. Yeah, it's been great talking to you. How can people contact you?
So you can contact me on Instagram or even by email. So on Instagram, it's Josie Powell Fit. My email is info@josiepowellfit, and then a little online. Onlinetraining.com.
Okay. Just to let everybody know that's either listening or watching to this, there will be links and details just underneath the video. If you are watching this on YouTube, then please subscribe and like, because we'd really like to do more of these interviews to share people's stories. Do strongly feel that people benefit from listening to other people's stories, because it can make you feel less isolated. It can help you through your own life situations. If you suddenly realize that actually other people have gone through things and you are not the only one going through these life experiences. So for me to be able to do these real lives is quite important. So please help me to help you by sharing and liking and subscribing. Thank you so much, Josie, and see you soon in the flesh, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.